had some hello guys, so we had some internet obstruction, so we'll just start all over again. Over here, I'll just share the Visual Studio Code with you. And today, one of the things that we'll actually be discussing is links, how to write links using CSS. How can you write links when you talk about CSS? How do you write links? Remember that I told you already that in HTML, if you want to write links, you can actually use the anchor tag to make a link. But now, when you make this link, how can you make the link, remove the lining from the link, make the link hover? How can you create a button? How can you create a link button? So this is what we are going to actually discuss today. So one of the things we are going to start is, I'm going to start with the A. The A, which you already know, is called an anchor tag. So I already know that I created a link somewhere. Yeah, this is the Instagram link that we actually created before. So because we already created an Instagram link before, so I'm just going to go ahead and edit the Instagram link that we actually created before now. So how am I going to edit the Instagram link that we actually created before now? So one of the things I'm going to do is that I'm going to use a link. A link is a normal unvisited link that you can just go through and you cannot visit them. So when you use a visited, is a link that can be visited, right? The link that a user can actually click on and they can be visited. So now one of the things I'm going to do to actually work on a one of the things I'm going to do is to actually work on a visited, because the link that I created is an Instagram link and you can actually click on that link and go to Instagram. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to go directly and make another link of let's make another link that cannot be visited, so that everything will just come over here and put a, and we use a link, right? And I'll just put Coco International. International. That's what I'm going to do first. And remember that I taught you how to style with that. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go to CSS under the styling sheet, and I'm just going to put the color of what I want the link to be. So over here, I'm just going to call it Coco International. That's what I'm going to call it. And then I'll just go over to the styling in the head section over here, style. Over here, style. I'll just click A. I'll open and close this bracket, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to style the color of it, and I'm just going to make it blue. I don't know why I keep using this blue. And then I'll just go to font family. The text should be not font optional, font family, because we want to set the design of the font family. And then we look for something that has italicized. No. Let's look at, let's use this. I don't know which is this, but this is actually not bad. And then here. And then we come here and then put font size of our link should be, let's put 30 pixels. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to stop sharing and share the other side of the screen so that you can actually see what I am talking about. So I'll stop sharing, share this window, and all I have to do is just to load the page and look for the link that we just made. Should be somewhere down. So guys, this is Coco International. When you click on it, it's going to take you to a page that cannot be visited because there's no page like Coco International. It's actually not visited, and you see the blue color is actually there. We actually styled it. So now if we want to go further with our styling, I'm just going to go and work on our Instagram page. So now before we do that, I already created a link that actually can be visited. So what I'll do is I'll just go and write a visited, right? And what I'm going to do is, okay, so in order for this not to affect other links, so I'll just go and write a link over here. A dot link. Is it dot link I use here? Let me be sure what I'm doing. Uh, what am I showing you? Oh, stop sharing. I shared your share Visual Studio Code. So this is the this is what we just created a ref. So I'm just going to take this out entirely and do a link because it cannot be visited, right? Yeah, Coco International. And then come here, Coco International. And under here, I'll just come with a visited. A visited, this is a link that can actually be visited, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to make a CSS styling for that one because it's what I'll just do is that I'll write a link, I'll paste a link there. Let me write Instagram, right? Over here. And then I'll actually put a link. Sorry, this is, yeah. Black screen. Guys, can you see my screen now? Guys, can you see my screen now? Guys, can you see my screen now? If you can see my screen, please say yes. If you cannot, please let me know. Thank you. It happened with me. It happens with me. Okay, but can you see now? Can you see my screen? If you can, just say yes. I'll stop sharing and share again. Let me reshare the screen again. So now I'll start sharing all over again. I hope you can actually see my screen. Okay, perfect. Can you see my screen, guys? If you can, just say yes so that I can go ahead. It happens when you swing browsers. If you can see my screen now, just tell me and then I'll go ahead and. So, and then when we talk about a active, we are talking about a link that is for the moment, right? So we can actually like style that link. So now I want to create a body link. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to create a div and put the link in a container div, right? And I'll copy this side, Control C, put this over here, Control V, take this down. What's happening? And this is actually a link. So I'm just going to name this here. I'm going to create an ID and actually name it day 5. I hope this works. And so under style, I'll just come under style and put the hashtag. Remember that hashtag is when you are trying to create an ID and just write day 5, open this, put down here. And what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to check the color of the link and make it pink. I'm going to create a border for that link. a border for the link and make it dotted, right? And then I'm going to create a border color for the link and make it blue. No, I'm not supposed to use this. Sorry, this should be border color. Border color and make it this color aqua. And and then I'll just come over here and put a 1 minute. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to do. I wanted to make it hover, but I just want you guys to see what I'm talking about before I actually shift to make it hover. So I'll just stop sharing my screen and share the other side of the screen so that everybody can actually see what I'm talking about. So I'll share here and yep. So guys, this is the stuff that I created. Why it's the border color is like this is because the border size is like this because I haven't set the size of the border. So this is a link and this is not a visited link. Remember that I said when you use a link, the link is not visited. But when you use a visited, it means that the link is something that when you click in, you get to an actual web page. So this is what I'm talking about. And now, if you want to set the size of this stuff, you can use the height and the width. I taught in other classes. If you want to, if you haven't gone to our previous class, you will not understand what I am actually talking about. But if you visited our previous class, you have an idea of what I am talking about. So another thing again that we can actually look at is how to use hover. When and how can we use hover in a link? When and how can we use hover in a link? What is hover used for? Guys, please write on the chat so that I'll know that you're actually guys, please write on the chat so that I know that you're actually following me. Guys, please write on the chat so that I know that you're actually following me and I know that I'm not actually teaching myself. Okay, so please, how and when can we use hover? How and when can we use hover in links when we want to make links using like a button, CSS button or how and when can we use hover? I'm just going to write it here. How and when can we hover lets you know that you are using a button or a link. Thank you so much, Brenda. Hover lets you know that you are using a button or a link. So for example, I've already put hover beneath because I don't want to twist the page twice. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to load it so that you can actually see. Then I'll go back to show you where I've written my hover stuff. So I just reloaded the page and you can see that anytime I touch this, it hovers to pink. On a normal day, Coco International is blue. But anytime I touch it, it hovers because I've already used hover for hot pink. So I'm just going to change it from hot pink to something yellow so that you can actually see the difference. So imagine that I change this to yellow and I reload this page again. Anytime that you touch it, it actually changed to yellow. So this is how we can actually use hover in CSS. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing to share the other side of the screen so that you actually see what I am talking about. So when you write hover, I told you that the A tag is for anchor. So what you are just going to do is you are going to do anchor semi anchor column then hover. Then anything that you want to do there, you can just set the color for hover. You can set the let's check background color. We can even set background color to, let's put background color to black, right? For all the links, any background color that we use will be black. When I stop sharing and I share the other side of the screen, you definitely see that the background color of that page is actually black. I'm going to reload, and for everywhere we see our link, when you click on it, guys, can you see what I'm talking about? It hovers the background color of that particular link to black. So it's your own preference. It's how you love to style. You can even style the text. You can say font size. Let's make the font size bigger. So we can just say font size. I don't know which part of the screen I'm actually sharing. Okay, we can just say font size. Remember that I've taught you font size, so I'll just go back and do font size. Font size 50 pixels. Guys, you know that when I use 50 pixels for my link, it's going to actually be very big. So in order for you to see what I'm talking about, then I'll reload here again. So guys, see, can you see how big? When you hover, it becomes 50, but when you don't touch the link, it's very small. When you hover again, it becomes 50. So this is what CSS is like. When you hover, it becomes 50. When you leave it, so these are some of the things that you can actually try when making a link using CSS. This is my own preference. It's very, very ugly, I know, but I'm just using it to teach you so that when you are creating a web page, you can create a standard web page. Guys, because we actually started late today, we are closing very late. So this is, I know it's past 12 in Nigeria and it's past 7 a.m. here, past 8 p.m. in Brazil. And I don't know where other people are actually watching from. So I'm just going to stop here and actually remind you guys of the assignments that I said that you guys can do. So what I'm just going to do is to share the page of the assignment again, so that everybody that missed the last class can actually see what I am talking about. So I'll open it over here and share the screen for the assignment. Over here, I'll just share the screen for the assignment, guys. Pick a movie of your choice or a music of your choice. Write down the names of write the name of the movie, make a border, put your padding and your margin and everything. Put an image of the movie that you are choosing. This is one of the work that I did. Put an image of the movie that you are choosing or the cartoon that you are choosing. Make a table with the name of the characters, the voice that they played out if you are making an animation, and the name of the movie that all the characters that you are writing on wrote on. Then make a H1, H2, H3 write up for each character that you are making. And so it's just a simple web page. And you can also make a link, because I actually just taught you link, and you can use any of these tools that I've actually taught you. For example, if you click on visit me, this will take you to a Disney web page. So this is something very, very easy that anyone can actually do. Please, guys, when you are done with the assignment, tag me on Instagram and let me know what you've done, and I'll be grateful to repost. I'll be more than happy to repost. So at the end of that, we've come to the end of today's class, and I wish all of you a very, very good night's rest, and I'll see you tomorrow. I promise to be on time tomorrow. I promise, I promise, I promise. And I promise to take a lot of topics. See you guys, and bye.